Hello, hello, hello. Happy Valentine's Day, prematurely anyway. How are we all? I hope all well. I don't normally show my sculpting, as you know, because I just like to get on with the design bit. But this is one of those times when I will, because I am making like a Louboutin type nail. And this is Glam and Glits geisha, and I'm just applying it just for the tip because I want underneath to be able to spread colours. Now I was having a bit of a do with these forms. I got a cheap version, so they were all a bit loose at the time. So yeah, I normally get them from Now Nails. So yeah, but here we go. I'm coming in now with Trilogy White. I'm using it drier than I normally do, which is how actually I've now found that it's better to work with it. Sorry, just like I got a text then, totally got distracted. I'm doing a voiceover on my phone. So yeah, I always say work wet with like whites and blacks, because you know how I feel about that. But I actually found it's better to work drier, and so because of that, y'all have to gonna give me a little bit of an adjustment period, especially like with bigger nails, because I'm not doing it very well, so I'm not getting them thicker than I normally would just to get the shape right. So yeah, I'm currently in the car with my son. He's asleep in his car seat, so if you can hear like snoring, that's not me, that's my child. So I'm just filling this white in now. I've done this on both hands and it's terrible, as you can see. Not good, but then I will file it for about 24 hours. So it's so terrible. I've never seen anything as bad in my life. Yeah, I don't know. You know that I don't like white, and you know that I really struggle with it. So right, we're gonna pretend like no way. So just spend ages trying to get the structure right, so that when I file it, it's there's not as much to file, so that it's like in the right shape. There's no lumps and bumps. So then when I'm happy, I'm going to move on to one of my other design nails. And I don't actually know what you're going to call this. It's like a colour block ombre type thing. It was actually inspired by some nails that I had done for me by Trilogy owner Victoria McManus, the award-winning tech. Yep, so I thought I'd just take it a bit further and I'll do all an ombre one. It's that kind of nail where you've got it's like a colour block. We've got the stripe in the middle, but I thought I'll do two different colours, one at the top and the bottom. So this is Trilogy, and I think it's called Whiteout, and it's basically like a fine white glitter. It's really, really pretty. And I've used Glam and Glitz geisha, but if Trilogy had like a red version of this particular colour, I'd be all over that, like for reals, because it would be amazing. So when you like colour blocking and you're using your knives and stuff, it is better to wait until that powder and your liquid in powder till it's like set a bit. It cuts better. If you do it when it's too wet, it doesn't cut it, it just spreads it across the nail like jam. And I'm saying jam, but it's because I'm looking at that red glitter. But yeah, no, it does seriously. I had so many issues learning to use it, and sometimes I don't wait until it's dried enough, set enough, and it goes wrong. But yeah, so it's really good to make sure that it's set quite a lot. So what I'm doing now is that I'm applying that second colour. I'm like pulling it up and over the white out to make it look like an ombre, but I'm also trying to get it into roughly the right shape. Excuse me. So that it's nice and there's not a lot, nice and neat, and there's not a lot to take off it really, because I don't want to have to. I didn't take a lot off, and then I'm coming back in and I'm just sorting out the top of that white, and then I'm just going to file to make sure that it's nice and crisp. just to make sure that I've got rid of all of the excess that I want. And then I'm going to come in with some clear and cover it with some clear. Here, that's what I'm doing now. And that's just to make sure that I've sealed it in. And then I'm going to file that. When I've placed my clear, I'm going to cut it again with my knife. And then I'm also going to file it again. This is to make sure that it's all the same width, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want the clear to stick out further than the colour, because that is going to make for a stupidly horrible like a bubble or something, you know, when I put the colour on. But you know something, I actually did leave a gap and I didn't realise, and it did not look good. But you can't see it, I don't think, on the pictures, but sometimes try it as you may, things go wrong. So here we are, just filling in that clear, and then I'm going to get my craft knife, I'm going to neaten it up. So while that sets before I file, I'm just going to do a full nail on this middle finger of whiteout, because both the middle fingers are featuring like the really big designs, but they're different. So I'm going to show you the other middle finger when I have done all of the other ones. The colour block nail on the index finger on her other hand is the same, but the colours are reversed. So the red's at the top, the white's at the bottom. I preferred actually doing it white at the top and red at the bottom, but you know, whatever. Each to their own. If you like it the other way, you can see in the pictures. I don't think there's much in it, but I just think it worked better with the product pulling the red up over the white than the white down over the red, because the white is quite, because you can see it covers really well, but that glitter, the red glitter anyway, the Geisha by Glam and Glits, I can get that fade quite nice. So yeah, I think it worked better doing it the other way. So I'm just going to finish up with my middle nail, then I will move on to my ring finger. So the ring finger, nearly said to the voiceover then. So the ring finger, it's that ombre where you've got the glitter on the bottom, you've got the cover colour at the top, and it fades down over the glitter, like so it slowly reveals the glitter. So what I've done is I've created an amount of the cover colour just to cover up and extend the nail bed, but I've not done it to shape. And then I've applied some clear, wet clear, to the tip, and I've just basically started to apply that glitter and thought, you know what, dunk it. So then I just dunked the nail in, and it worked quite well because it really covered very, very well. Excuse me, just need to cough. And then I've added a bit more wet clear over the top just so that I can manoeuvre that glitter into place. I picked up a little bit as well, and I just keep building it up in really thin layers, conscious of the fact that I want to get those glitter flakes to lie flat, because if they don't, then I'm going to create some unnecessary bulk, and I'm just sort of patting it down slightly now. And then I'm going to seal it with some clear, just to make sure that it's not going to come off when I pat it down. But I noticed that there was like a bald spot, for lack of a better word, so I've just added a bit of extra glitter. I'm making sure that, and now what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I've neatened up those side walls because I don't want any extra bulk, and then I left it to set. Now it's set, I'm coming in, and this is sorry, excuse me. I always say I'm getting a cold, but I always feel like it. Someone's always ill in my house, and I think I just constantly have like rhinitis. So this is the cover colour that I'm using is Sparkling Shell by Trilogy, and it's got like a really subtle shimmer to it, which doesn't pick up well on camera, but in person it does. And the reason it doesn't pick up well on camera is because the sparkle is the same colour as the powder. So but in person it's beautiful. And then I've got my clear now, and I'm just covering up the rest of that glitter. I'm going to cover over all of the glitter in the clear so that I've fully encapsulated it, and also making sure that I've got that structure there as well. And then when I'm happy with it and I'm happy with the structure, I'll move on to doing the finishing off the index finger, which is going to go a bit on the other hand, but not this hand. Oh, so here we go. So I said about the middle bit I preferred doing it white first and then red second, but on the other hand I did it the other way, so which then goes to say that I'll be putting white first down and red second when I'm doing the side walls. On the other hand, not this hand, because obviously I put red down first. Now, working quite dry with it on both hands, I'm making sure that I'm filling it in, and I'm trying to pull down the first colour to nice and thin, so that when I put the bottom colour on, it sort of ombres naturally. So that's fine with this hand, but with the other hand, the second colour was red, so that didn't work. So people, don't try and ombre red over white, because what happens is that pigment contaminates your monomer. As you can see kind of up around the top of the finger, actually you can see there's some, like, we can file that off, right, but you can't file an ombre because then you just lose the ombre, right? So it went really badly, but it did kind of also look like a love heart, so you know it doesn't matter, but you'll see what I mean in the picture anyway. But yeah, so maybe if you were going to do this, and if I was going to do it again, I would probably just do a single colour, or use glitter that I can fade like even better, and maybe have like the matte colour. Oh, I don't know, but anyway, I've done it the same technique for both hands. I'm working dry so it's not running all over the nails, and because I've sealed in clear in that middle, I can then file that like smudged pigment off. So I'm also using very wet beads of white now, and after a certain point, apparently now I decided that I can't make it blend anymore. So this is my middle finger, and it's like a love heart colour block. Now I've super sped this up. I've left it in the video, but I have done a normal tutorial for it, and I will put a link to the video somewhere up at the top of the screen around about now, and you will be able to click it, and if you click that, it's going to take you to the full tutorial for this nail that's done slower. So I'm not going to really talk over this. I'm just basically colour blocking with my craft knife, and also with a fondant tool, you know, for cakes and stuff. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'm just going to let you watch this bit, and then if you want to actually check out how I did it, go click on the other video. Okay, so now I'm coming in a top coating. The little fingers are matte and the thumbs will be matte when they're finished, but I will be top coating in my Trilogy Ultimate Gloss top coat onto the thumb because I'm going to apply chrome onto that nail and then I'm going to finish it in matte top coat. So this is what I meant by the wrong ombre on this index finger. But you know what, I'm not here to tell you what to do, I'm here to show you what not to do, apparently so, because I keep making mistakes. And this is me doing the thumb, just again in the Ultimate Gloss top coat, and then I'm going to chrome over the top. Please excuse my old school lamp, my LED one has broken. I just want to show you top coat in this hand as well, because it just kind of shows off, especially this nail. I love this ombre, I feel like I did it quite well. And then the middle finger has no design yet, but I am just top coating that before I apply my 3D nail art. And there is my index finger, and then you've seen me do the other thumb, and then we're going to move on to it now. It's set under the lamp, and apply my chrome. Alright, so this is just a red chrome, honestly, that I got from AliExpress. It's just a red one, and it's actually, I did it over clear, and it's gone a weird like translucent-y kind of effect. And then I've dusted it off, and I'm applying my matte top coat. I also actually used this same chrome on a dark purple base, and it looks completely different. So here it looks kind of rusty, but that's on the clear. But on the dark light background it looks bright red. Okay, so here is how I did the middle nail super sped up. Now I am not going to talk over this again because I've done a full length version of this. I've left it in case you just want to watch this one video, but what I will do again is I will put a link up at the top around about now to the video. You can click that and I will explain in nice slow detail how I did the love hearts. But here you are, so you just have a good watch of this and I'll see you at the end for the finito producto. Now, I should have taken a video of these, but I didn't, because I actually did a live on how I photographed them on Facebook on my group. So this is the best you've got for in terms of videos. So I'm going to show you each part slowly. So I'll show you the top hand first, and I'll show you the bottom hand. I really hope that you like this set. I do. I think the finished, like, it's a bit of a nightmare to make, but you know, the finished one is the finished set is really nice. I hope you like it, and I really would love it if you would hit subscribe, and I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.